Hi everyone, Out of Psych here. I have a quick video for you today for informational purposes only that I have entitled OCD or OCPD. That's obsessive compulsive disorder or obsessive compulsive personality disorder. And I got information from the Cleveland Clinic, Psych Central, and then an actual article entitled Psychological Interventions for Obsessive Compulsive Personality Disorder. This is from 2010. I found that in National Institutes of Health. Okay, so OCD and OCPD sound very similar, but they are very different. Okay, so OCD is a mental health condition where you experience unwanted, persistent thoughts, obsessions, and the urge to carry out repetitive behaviors, compulsions. Okay, so some examples would be like obsessing about germs to the point that you have to wash your hands every time you touch a doorknob. And obsessions are recurrent, persistent. There's distressing images, thoughts, that sort of thing. Compulsions are repetitive behaviors that the person feels urged to do to make the obsessions go away. So compulsions can include pacing, ordering objects, hand washing, mental acts like repeating mantras or praying. I'm not saying you shouldn't have mantras or praying, but this kind of gets to an extreme way down on the continuum. So the individual with OCD is really dealing with a lot of anxiety and distress. Okay, treatment is often it's a form of treatment, exposure response and prevention. Basically, that's the gold standard. It's a form of CBT. So what you do is you expose yourself to the trigger, and then you resist performing the compulsion and basically develop a tolerance or habituate to the point in which the trigger is not so triggering or distressing. Okay, and that's a whole nother video on how that's done. Okay, now OCPD is a personality disorder characterized by extreme perfectionism, a need to control, rigid thinking, rigid adherence to rules. So that person would be preoccupied with details, rules, lists, order, organization, schedules to the extent that the major point of the activity can be lost. Okay, that person shows perfectionism that interferes with task completion. And I remember when I worked as a school psychologist, we'd be in IEP meetings for special education students. And this one particular teacher would be taking notes to the point of trying to be so perfect. I mean, she'd be writing and erasing and writing and erasing, trying to put everything down just the way it should be, like as if she was editing a book or something, to the point that our meetings were running long, and she was actually telling parents she would send the notes at a later time, which we were not really supposed to do. And the way we dealt with this is I took over writing the notes. Great. And that's what I did. Okay. Some more information about someone with OCPD. They can be excessively devoted to work and productivity to the exclusion of leisure activities and friendships and family involvement and things like that. Okay. Now, I'm not talking about, working excessively because there's some economic need, but just working excessively. They also might have difficulty coping with criticism. So treatment here, now the thing about OCPD, a lot of times the individuals with OCPD are not, they're not really in such distress as if you had OCD. So they might not even be seeking out some assistance. But the treatment here is usually just dealing with cognitive distortions and challenging black or white scenarios, all or none thinking, that sort of thing. And it's important to find the gray areas for individuals that are dealing with OCPD. Okay. Letting them know that it's okay, you know, to not be perfect. Okay. Letting them know that, okay, you're not going to write the perfect set of notes at a meeting, that sort of thing. Okay. And, there's a lot more to both of these issues, but this is it in a nutshell. They sound similar, but they are very different. And that's it for now. Thanks.